Hello YouTube family and friends, this is the Old Crone Dances, and I started counting the cards. I do have 7 cards, 7 days, and I kept wondering why. It seemed wrong on my number count on my, this is day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. I had forgotten I had done 1 when I originally set it up. And so I can't take back what I've already got up. So what I'm on now is actually day 5. So when you see 2 day 5s, they are different because the first day 5 is actually day 4. So you just subtract 1 backwards, and that's gonna get us to the right place. And I'm so sorry about that, but I'm older and I do say I get confused very easily, and there's nothing else I can say about that. It is what it is. So at any rate, our card today is find ways to create balance in your life, and this is such an important card. Cast all negativity in a positive light and let go of any fears that block the flow of vital energy within your body, mind, spirit, and then I said I was adding home. To heal illness, begin by restoring balance. And I had read what, out of the book for this one. So we're going to talk about this one. Balance is crucial. I mean, if you're all work and no play, that's not going to work. I mean, it might go for a while, but it's going to wear on you, And you need to have a balance, of work, a balance of family, a balance of me time, which is your time, me is me time. You need to have a balance in these areas and other areas too. Because otherwise it's going to build stress, which, as we said, stress can cause illnesses. And negativity is, that's a bad one, especially if you live with someone that is extremely negative. I mean, it seems like they never have a positive anything come out of their mouth. And that's tough. And you can't change it because you can't change them. That's hard. But to go back to balance, you have to have a perspective on how much you can do of certain things that you can do them and manage them and still keep yourself happy and your loved ones around you, like if you have a family. It's a little easier if you're single, because you don't have others depending on you or wanting your time or your affections or stuff like that. Well, not immediately in your household, what I'm saying. So, it's something you have to look at, and sometimes you have to make a decision there of, do I really need to work this much? Do I really need this much income? Can I work a little less, even if it's a little less, and have a little time for some other areas that are lacking and hurting? And you have to have balance in your home. Um, you have to, now, there's a lot of people that do this feng shui. But I mean, if your house is in an uproar, whether it be with clutter, which you can clear out, or maybe you're not the best housekeeper, well, then you need to work on that, I guess, if it's something that's bothering you. Some people it doesn't bother. Or if there's just a lot of confusion because there's a lot of kids and, a spouse and running around and it gets kind of chaotic, it's difficult, but you have to figure out a way, put time schedules, duties, things so that there is a balance. Now these cards, I'm just doing a very scratch off the surface. These cards really could sit down and probably do an hour video on them. I'm just giving you some thoughts and going through them briefly. And then negativity, whether you have someone that's extremely negative in your workplace, and sometimes you can't always avoid contact with them. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't let it eat at you. I know sometimes you can't, depending on what the situation is, take with a grain of salt, because your job could depend on it. But some of it, maybe you could, and just let it go. Humor is a good thing to have. That way you can walk away and laugh that off. And you can always just say, this too shall pass. You might have a spouse that's very negative, and it puts strain on the relationship. Now, if you're truly in love with them, I don't, you're just going to have to pray to your angels a lot. Otherwise, sometimes it's just not worth it to have that stress in your life. And there's other ways to deal with that then. And in your home, and in your home, if it was just you, then the choice is all on you to change it. And then, even if it's a little bit at a time, because then you can look upon what is right and not dwell on what is wrong. And that will help with the positive energies that's flowing through your home to so it doesn't get stagnant. So it's very interesting card, but it's very important to have balance and positive in your life, even if there's something very tiny, to help you get through, because it's rough. People sometimes got 2 jobs, maybe 2.5 jobs, just trying to make ends meet. It's not easy, but you need to try and find some way, if you can schedule something that you like. As an example, say a bubble bath that you can do, that's just a special one where you put on the music, you light a candle, and you get some incense or some warmers going, and you fill your tub with whatever you use that you like, and just relax. Close your eyes and relax for a little bit, and think about something positive, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes. That can help reduce that stress level a little bit, to help you with your health. Because I know it's hard, or there's other things. There may be some kind of event that you like going to. Maybe you can work time out to go to that event if it's one that you can afford, or something in that. Maybe there's a sports card show. If you're into sports and you can't afford to go to a big sporting event, then maybe you can go to the sports card show or something. There are numerous things there that you can do. It just depends on what you like, that you find relaxing, and that you can afford. And some things are inexpensive, like the bubble bath. Some things cost a little money, and if you have money, then, well, do what you want to do. But, yeah, I mean, this is a great card. So it's something, because if we don't have that balance, and if we don't have that positivity in our life, stress is going to build in other areas, because we have no release. So you have to have some release somewhere, and to try and work on turning a negative into a positive, to help you, so that you don't get sick from things. So that's that card, and we're going to move on to the next card, and I'm going to quit putting up days because I really messed that up, and can't believe I did it, but it's done. So what to do? Yeah, move on. Okay. This is the next card, which actually should be day 6. Are you fully aware of that presence? Call upon the power of the divine to awaken its healing force within you. Be grateful for this miracle. The divine dwells within you and desires that you heal. Okay, and we'll read out of the book. The divine dwells within you and desires that you heal. The Indian philosophy of Vedanta holds that the Supreme Self, the essence of each individual that is directly connected with God. It might be Vedanta, Vedanta. I'll spell it so that you got the right meaning. Holds that the Supreme Self, the essence of each individual that is directly connected with God, is perfect in itself. If we simply allow it to manifest, we will maintain both spiritual and physical health. This sense of the divine within recalls St. Paul's statement, I live now, not I, but Christ lives in me. Galatians 2:20. The first of these two passages from a modern-day interpreter sounds a similar theme. If the soul is already perfect, except for the fact that we don't fully realize it, then so is the body, and has the power to heal itself if we get out of its way and allow it to work naturally, rather than confusing it with medicines and food addictions. In extreme cases, of course, we may need to intervene with drastic measures, but the ideal is to minimize the use of artificial healing agents so that traumatic illnesses are less likely to occur. Now, we've got a little time. Think about this. We'll talk about this card. on the next one. But I am just saying, as a disclosure here, I'm not suggesting in any way or form stop your medication. No, not at all. We will check this card next time. Later, guys.